So for the past year, yes, about 365 days, I've been trying to learn how to play mouse and keyboard on Overwatch. This was a very humbling experience for me because the last 18 years of my life, I've been a controller player through and through.
Hi there, young people. Nice day today.
And just to set the record straight before I get the inevitable comment, I've been playing on PC Overwatch for the last couple years and I was using controllers, so I've had no aim assist going against people with keyboard and mouse and competitive and everything for a while. Now, when I started playing keyboard and mouse, I honestly thought it would take me like a month, maybe 2, maybe 3 to get used to playing on keyboard and mouse. I was wrong like shit. And that's because going from just your 2 thumbs being used for pretty much all movement and aim stuff to having to use your whole hand to aim and then your other whole hand for movement and all your abilities, my brain would literally buffer anytime I tried to get into a fight. And it still does playing like Apex, but that's a whole different video that I'm not ready to record yet. Also, anybody that knows me knows I hate the feeling of being trash at a video game because it's been so long since I've been trash at all the games I like to play. And because I pretty much have to completely relearn first-person shooters, I'm getting that feeling times 10 on every game that I play. To sum up what I'm trying to say, for the first 5 to 6 months, I had potato aim no matter what shooter it was. Now, one thing I did do to make the transition a lot easier is to get a mouse that had a lot of side buttons. I came from controller. All my buttons were right there without having to shift my hand every time I wanted to do something. And it was this gaming mouse right here. It was the Logitech G604 LIGHTSPEED, and it has 6 side buttons, which helps a lot. And as I went back to go find that mouse just to talk about it in this video, I realized I got it on a really good deal. I got it for like less than 50% of the price at the time. Now, from what I know, these type of mice are usually used for like WoW, League, a game where you have like 7 different abilities that you have to use at some times, and you have to combo them, and it can really make or break if you delay any of that combo. So it made the getting into team fights and still being able to move and shoot and use all my abilities a little bit easier. I still had potato aim, like I said, for 5 to 6 months, but it was a little bit easier. The next thing I did after getting accustomed to the mouse was mess with my DPI. I personally like to keep my DPI at the same level no matter what game I'm playing and just mess with the sensitivity. So for the most part, my DPI is kept at about 1600 no matter what game I play. And since my main game is Overwatch and they have such in-depth control settings, I can literally just set the sensitivity for any character I want to use at the time. For example, my sensitivity on Cassidy is really low at a 6.5 for me. And then my Widow is higher at a 9 because that's just what feels comfortable for either one. When I first was trying to get better at aiming, I wasted a lot of time in the beginning. I would literally just go in the Overwatch firing range, pick a character, and just sit there and shoot stationary bots in the head and think I was getting better at aim because I'm moving but the bot isn't. I didn't actually start getting better aim until I found an actual aim trainer. Now, I did start on Aim Labs, but after a while I went and found some actual like the map codes on Overwatch for aim trainers on there because it kind of made more sense to me to use the characters that I'm trying to get better at aim with to then get better at aim versus going on Aim Labs where you just have a generic thing. Like this map code right here, it's a 1v1 arena, and if you don't have anybody with you, you just go against a bot. It usually starts off as Lucio, but you can change it in the host room to whoever you're trying to get better at aiming against, whether that's someone like Pharah or if it is someone like Lucio. And this one at first was super frustrating for me. I couldn't hit anything and I felt like I was getting worse and worse by the second. And then because I was new at keyboard and mouse, they don't tell you, your hand starts to cramp up so bad trying to learn keyboard and mouse. But it also taught me how to not panic when I'm getting low health and still be able to hit my shots, and then also how to hit a moving target that is shooting back. I also use this map code right here just because even though they don't shoot back at you, it has a lot of modifiers and they still are moving targets. Like it has modifiers to make the characters move faster, and then it also has a difficulty modifier where the movements become more unpredictable the higher you go. There is also the firing range now because they updated it to add actual aim training section. It's decent, it's not the best, but it will help. I wish I would have had it when I started out because I definitely would have been in there instead of just shooting bots that are stationary. Wasting all my fucking time. Now, as I did continue on this journey of getting better at keyboard and mouse, I did come to understand that not every game I was going to do good because I'm still learning. So I would have a game where I pop off. I had like 30 kills and I'm like, oh man, I'm going crazy. But then that doesn't take into account that I was on a losing streak before and they probably put me against lower skilled opponents. And then when I did do trash at first, I wasn't taking into account I might be going against somebody that's only played on PC for any first person shooter and they've been playing on PC for a decade or two. And it was the unfortunate thing of skill-based matchmaking saying, oh, you did good this game? Okay, now you get to go against plat and diamond players. And I'm over here really with bronze or silver aim, just trying to survive. And then I got to a point where I did want to give up on learning keyboard and mouse, but I was in a particular situation where now if I go back to controller, my aim is so bad because controller is so inaccurate, but my aim wasn't much better on keyboard and mouse, but I might as well just stick with keyboard and mouse if I'm gonna do trash either way. Like whenever I did go back to controller, it felt like my aim would literally glide past the person I was trying to shoot at, and it was very tough to try to adjust to that. So it would literally look like I was making a Z every time I tried to shoot at somebody. So I had no choice but to keep pushing forward on keyboard and mouse, because what was I gonna do? Be trash at both? Can't do that. And then about 8 or 9 months after I started playing keyboard and mouse, everything finally started to click and started to make a lot of sense. That was when I started feeling confident in my ability to go into a team fight and actually do something and contribute. I started to learn positioning because I was getting more into competitive, which would probably be another video itself if y'all want to see it. Let me know in the comments down below if you've made it this far. Fast forward to today, I feel like I've gotten a lot better to where I could confidently say if I was able to stay home and consistently play the game, making content everything for you guys, I'd say I'd probably be mid to low diamond tier. Now obviously I do plan on continuing to get better. There'll probably be an update to this video about a year or so from now, hell maybe even 6 months from now, where I'm like, oh, I was actually trash back then and now I'm so much better. With all that being said, are you trying to learn how to play keyboard and mouse as well? Maybe you've already started and you're at one of the points that I just mentioned, or you're even further ahead than me and have some advice for me and for other people in the comments. Leave that down below as well. And if you've made it this far, obviously you do like the video. You don't have to lie to me. Don't be like this guy right here. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up and maybe think about subscribing so you can stay up to date with all my content that I'll have coming forward. Especially if this is actually the second video of mine you've seen and you've seen my previous video, and if you haven't, go ahead and watch that one now. I want to thank you all for watching and have a nice rest of your day.